Good morning to all of you. I am Dr. Satya Prasad. I would like to take this opportunity to discuss some of the important views that I am having with regard to entrepreneurship, and enterprise. These three concepts are in the syllabus for all UG and PG students in these days in almost all the universities. Now let me take the concept of entrepreneur. Who is an entrepreneur? Then we will discuss entrepreneurship. And third, what is an enterprise? Entrepreneur is a person who is ready to take the risk and desire to establish an enterprise through the process of entrepreneurship. So therefore, entrepreneur refers to an individual human being or a person who is ready to take some risk. Then what does it mean by entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship is the process through which an institution can be established which will be useful for the society by doing some kind of constructive business-oriented activities in the process. That is called as the process of entrepreneurship. What is an organization or enterprise? It is a place where all kinds of men, material, method, machine, money will be integrated together to manufacture something which is of great use to the mankind. That is called as enterprise. Now, how exactly the concept evolved? Now, I don't want to go to the theoretical part of it more because it is available in the internet. Google will give the details about the genesis of entrepreneurship. To give an example to a layman understanding, a general understanding of the concept of entrepreneurship is, say, take the world as a whole. We have 7 billion population, which means 700 crore population. And take India as a country, we have 135 crore population. As a result of that, in the case of world, 700 crore population will ask for different types of goods and services every day to lead their comfortable life. Therefore, it is the necessity of the universe to make facilities to see to it that all the goods and services that are demanded by the people should be readily available in the market. Similarly, in India, we have got 135 crore people. Every day we use large number of goods and services to meet our requirements. Let it start from the toothpaste to any type of hard material, car, or you take scooter, like that. Depending upon the person's requirement, they demand for the goods and services on a daily basis. So therefore, it is the duty of the universe to provide all these facilities to the people who are interested in taking them. Now, in between, a government is also playing a key role. We believe that all the goods and services that are demanded by the people should be made available by the society, which means along with the government. Say government, state government, central government, or central government and a federal government at the decentralized level, they should see to it that the goods and services that are demanded by the people should be made available to the people at a fixed price. Now, government will not be able to do all the activities relating to the goods and services that are demanded by the people. They have got their own structure of administration. They have to create a welfare state, they have to give good governance, they have to give the security, they have to concentrate on monetary policy, they have to concentrate on economic policy, and they have to govern. Govern means supervise, monitor the activities of the country. Therefore, they will not be able to undertake agricultural related activity, industrial related activity, service sector related activity. So when such being the case, but in the universe there are some people, there are some human beings, there are some dynamic people who are ready to take up the risk of manufacturing, producing, growing, and providing the services and the goods that are demanded by the society. So therefore, government should take these people into confidence and see to it that all the necessary requirement what these individual persons are going to ask from the government should be provided. Now, what exactly the necessity or necessary items that are required by these people? It may be a land, it may be a building, it may be finance, it may be machinery, it may be a plant, it may be water, it may be power, it may be anything which is required for the purpose of either growing or manufacturing or supplying the services. It is a duty to facilitate all these things either by the state government or by the central government or by both. Then what exactly you need now? We need the process of entrepreneurship. What is the process of entrepreneurship? How exactly an enterprise can be established? First of all, one of the most essential features is a person should exist. And he should be an ambitious person. He is a person who is capable of taking the risk. And he should develop the idea of doing the business depending upon the market requirement. He has to analyze the market, supervise the market, do research in the market, identify what type of goods and services are demanded by the people, what is my capacity, is it possible for me to enter into this kind of a venture. All such a type of small research is required to an entrepreneur to find out the basic concept of doing the business. After having the conceptual clarity, generally the concepts will not be taken only one concept. It will be a concept of many products, many goods and services. After making all these type of analysis, permutation, combinations and analysis in detail, he will stick on to one or two types of business. So after having completed the discovery of an idea to the development of the concept, and he should be ready that yes, I am interested in making this kind of a product and making this kind of a service or growing this kind of a crop for the purpose of the people's requirement. Immediately after that, third important process is how to develop this. Basically, we need resources. What type of resources we need? We need all types of resources, right from land, building, furniture, fixture, money, methods, support, water and power, electricity. All direct and indirectly related facilities are required to establish a business organization. So you have to assemble all this. You have to put together all these facilities that are available in the market and come to a close understanding of developing an unit, establishing an industry, establishing a factory, or identifying a farm land and start doing what exactly you have in your mind. After starting the business enterprise by taking all kinds of supports, both from state government, central government and the society in general, he has to put all his efforts, strength to convert the raw material into finished goods, to convert the seeds into the harvesting crops, to develop the concept to the giving of services to the needy. He has to prepare himself, and depending upon the costing part of it, he has to fix the price and he should market that into the saleable product or marketable product. So therefore, the total entrepreneurship process will be divided into say for example 3 to 4 phases. First is initial conceptual stage, second one is establishment stage, third one is operational stage, and fourth one is the delivery, that is reaping the benefit out of the work what one has done. In this entire process, certain basic important features that the entrepreneur should have. What are the features of entrepreneur which will motivate him to do the business? To identify this, don't refer any of the books or don't refer to any of the materials that you are in need of searching for that. You apply your common sense. God has given a lot of common sense to all of us. Out of that approach, you see some of the successful entrepreneurs and some of the entrepreneurs who have failed. Success story and failure story both will give so many characteristic features that are essentially required for entrepreneurship. Take the example of Narayan Murthy. Narayan Murthy is the dawn for Infosys. How exactly he came up to that level? What are the characteristics, features that Narayan Murthy, a business entrepreneur, is having now? He is a Bangalorean. He was an ordinary family background person, struggled very hard to muster the financial support, and put lot of desire, lot of dream, lot of ambition to do something to the society, and the society should use his brain. That was the concept that he developed, his initial stage of preparing for software or IT related product to the world. And he was quite consistent, persistent, hard working, and without any disturbances of any sorts, he kept on doing his attempt along with the friends, and he reached the stage of what he is today. Which means, to an entrepreneur, clarity must be there, clarity of the idea of business must be there. He should be consistent, he should be hardworking, he should be a dreamer, he should have the social belongingness, and he is also a person should do something to the society and with the available resources. He should have the leadership quality, he should have the managerial ability, he should have the decentralized capacity, he should have the coordinatorship characters, and he should know the skill of getting things done by others. And he should be a good negotiator, he should be a good problem solver, he should be a good communicator, and he should be a good researcher. Whatever the problem which will encounter him in the process of business, he should be capable of solving that. It may be an income tax problem, it may be a product related problem, it may be a competition related problem, it may be a problem of the local surrounding society, labor, or the people who are associated with that particular unit. He should be capable of solving that unit. And always he should be a hard worker, and he should do what he has focused in the beginning. What was the goal what he has set? What was the desire what he has made? That goal should be taken till the end of his career, and continuously it should move towards the characteristic features of an entrepreneur. That is the reason why he has made the success. Mr. Narayan Murthy has made the success. Dhirubhai Ambani has made the success. Tata group of people have made the success. And always they have proved they are the innovator. They are the benevolent leader. They are the people who are the pillars of the nation, pillars of the world. And even today during Corona time, what type of charity that they are doing out of the profit what they have got. That means an entrepreneur must have the art of sparing his surplus money even to the society during the emergencies. This kind of commitment, this kind of love towards the nation, this kind of leadership, this kind of corporate governance, one must follow being an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur today he is a pillar of the organization, a pillar of the country, because he is going to shoulder the responsibility of the government to a great extent. He will create the job, he will create the income, he will create the market, he will undertake the job of government activities, he will create revenue to the people, revenue to the society, revenue to the government, and he will contribute directly or indirectly to the growth of standard of living of the country, per capita income of the country, GDP to the country, and he will also contribute to the export, and he will also see to it that balance of payments of the country will be reduced by exporting large number of products and services what he produces. Today, in India, after independence from 1947 to 1991, if you take the budget, we run the government for several years on balance of payment deficit, and even today we are having balance of payment deficit. But Who is the bread earner? Who is the dollar earner? Who is the foreign exchange earner to our country? These type of business people, these type of farmers, and these type of service providers. Almost to the tune of 45 to 50% of the foreign exchange what India is earning today, it is being made or it is being provided by IT and BT segments. Whole world is asking Indian medicine, Indian tablets, and Indian medical equipments for the purpose of fighting this kind of a corona disease. Even there, we are earning foreign exchange, which would help Government of India to make a reputation in the market, and it will also increase the value of a rupee by in the international market, in the foreign exchange market. So these are the characteristic features that the entrepreneur should have to establish an enterprise. Okay, this is fine and fantastic, but even with this kind of zeal and confidence and the support from the state government and central government, many institutions will fail, many enterprises will fail, many of the businessmen have collapsed and they have declared themselves as bankrupts. What are the reasons for such a type of enterprises to collapse, such a type of entrepreneurs to lose their grip in the business? There are empty number of examples and the reasons are also associated with the collapse of the business enterprises. Some of the important items let us discuss here. I will throw some important areas where the business have failed. See, as we have categorized the entrepreneurship process into 3 or 4 groups, 4 stages, it is the duty of the entrepreneur to be meticulous right from first day to the last day. In the first day, he will be having so much of dream, hard working and the commitment. The moment when the cash flow starts flowing into the company, majority of the entrepreneurs will forget the earlier stage and start lavishingly spend the money according to their whims and fancies. They will not remember the history. They will not remember yesterday. That is the reason why the collapse of business would happen. They may commit mistakes at the initial stage. They may commit mistakes at the growth stage. They may commit mistakes at the declining stage, and they will not take any step even in the closure time. Take any failure examples. Take Vijay Mallya. Vijay Mallya, for many years, he was a very ambitious businessman, with a very dynamic entrepreneur, received several local, national and international awards for his dynamic business capabilities. But over a period of time, due to his over-ambitious plans, due to too much of decentralization of his powers, and due to massive expansion, he failed. And he did not consider where exactly what steps he has to take and how vigilant he should be. And he has touched the area where he has to depend completely on the third party or third person, because the competency of that particular product or that particular service was not known to him. That's a big mistake of UB group of companies, Kingfisher Airlines. Because of the over-ambitious plan, because of the massive expansion, and because of the massive debt, that company has resulted in this kind of collapse. Similarly, diversion of funds. See, you are earning the money. You are earning the money from your factory, your institution. After making the profit, certain portion of the profit you take for yourself, you give it to the shareholder, you keep all portion that you have earmarked for the entire risk what you have taken. But you have to keep a margin for your own enterprise. You have to keep certain amount of reserves for the survival and growth and consistency to the ongoing projects, ongoing risk of tomorrow. Therefore, an entrepreneur who is neglecting these plans will definitely fail. The enterprise who is not futuristic, it will fail. The entrepreneur who is over-ambitious, not planning according to his own SWOT analysis, he will fail. And the entrepreneur who is not ready to take the corporate governance strictly, he will result in fail. He may be a person making mistake at the planning stage, at the execution stage, at the implementation stage, and even at the time of sales, marketing stage, the failure will result in. So therefore, an enterprise and entrepreneur should go together in such a way that every day, every time, every minute, what he has concentrated at the time of starting the company till the end of that enterprise, he should be very alert. And at the same time, you have to borrow the debt only to the capabilities of your capacities. Don't borrow the debt too much so that the debt trap will happen, and that debt itself will eat away your energy, your enthusiasm, your courage, and your public image. Anybody who is not very honest, very sincere, hard working on a daily basis in an enterprise, that institution will not have a good future. One fine day, he will be in trouble, and such a type of trouble will not help the entrepreneur to come back. Though the state government, central government, and even the international agencies are allowing the entrepreneurs to come back to the normal stage by taking the packages, by taking the incentives, by taking the rehabilitation process. But the failure should be in such a way that your organization should be capable of making use of those type of incentives, those type of government packages, those type of monetary and non-monetary support to survive today and continue its own further days to come, further activities in the days to come. Because every institution is eligible to get the support from the government, maybe in the finance, maybe in the marketing, maybe in the technology, maybe in the international market. But you should have the capacity. You should have the eligibility. Even at the failure, you should be capable of using this. And the art of using this skill should also be there to the entrepreneur. He should be very humble. He should admit the mistake. He should set right the mistake. And he should negotiate with the concerned agencies that given the opportunity, I will prove and say once again to come back as a successful entrepreneurship. So in this discussion of about half an hour to 20 to 25 minutes, I took the concept of entrepreneurship and enterprise. What are the process through which an enterprise can emerge, and what are the characteristic features that the entrepreneur should have, and what are the reasons for the failure of entrepreneurship in 2020. Similarly, we can also have dynamism of financial arrangement, what we have towards the entrepreneurship. Who will give finance to entrepreneurship? So first of all, being an entrepreneur, you have to keep your money, your own savings, your own capital, your own seed capital you should develop. Afterwards, if it is a small trading, the small scale concern, all types of institutions will come to your rescue to give money. What are those institutions? First, commercial bank will give, state financial corporations will give, cooperative banks will give, state government directly it will give, all India financial institutions will give, Exim Bank will give. Depending upon the type of product and service what you select, accordingly, large number of financial institutions are available in the market. They are ready to give the loan during the establishment stage, during the growth stage, and you can make use of such services to the greater extent. Today, an entrepreneur will get seed capital, working capital, medium-term capital, long-term capital. In addition to that, varieties of financial services that are available to an enterprise. For example, overdraft facility, bill discounting facility, merchant banking facilities, and you ask any other subsequent facility to yourself that are made available by commercial banks and all India financial institutions, including state financial corporations. Then if your unit is becoming big, you are growing, and your small scale has become medium scale has become large scale. What do you mean by small scale? Any investment which you have made up to 3 crores on plant and machinery will be considered as small scale, and more than that it is considered as medium scale, and subsequently it is called, if you are raising the money from the public, it is called as a public limited company, and if you are running through your own 25 to 30 people, directors, you can call it as a private limited company. Say, we will assume that we need the money for establishing this in a very big way. Who will give the money? So, for the purpose of converting the private enterprises to the public enterprises or public limited company, you have All India financial institutions. What are the All India financial institutions that we have? First of all, commercial banks. Second one is IDBI, IFCI, ICICI, Exim Bank, and even the rehabilitation banks. We have, including the NABARD. NABARD is also giving not only to the agriculture but also to the industry. So we have these many financial institutions which will supply long-term, medium-term and short-term on the basis of your project report, on the basis of your viability, feasibility of the projects, money will be supplied to entrepreneur. And if you want to go further to establish a public limited company, then the whole government has given such an environment to us, you can enter into the primary market. What do you mean by primary market? Primary market is a market where all the investors, general public, out of their savings, they will contribute money in the form of shares to the people who are interested in starting the company. And that type of floating of shares could be made by the entrepreneurs in raising the first time equity capital. So you have the opportunity of asking directly to the investor to invest the money by going to the general public, by issuing the equity shares, and also by issuing massive advertisement about your competency, about your product, about your capabilities, about your plans for long-term period, and through the prospectus, through the advertisement tools, you can influence the investors, educate the investors to come forward to invest that money in your company. Therefore, any amount of money that you need, depending upon your requirement of the project, such money, such funds are available for an entrepreneur. And subsequently, if you need further money, you have debenture, you have preference shares, and you have number of instruments which will be there to you to help in terms of large quantity of money. Say, for example, the Infosys, Wipro, Reliance, Tata, Godrej, Larsen & Toubro, like that, more than 500 to 600 Fortune 500 companies started in a very humble way and grown like big pillars of this nation by using all these facilities for the purpose of establishing the business enterprises. And this is what the country, locally and internationally also, money is made available. After 1991 and 1992, all of us, all the entrepreneurs in India, if they are interested in raising the money internationally, that is also possible for the purpose of raising the foreign capital to do the business. And you can also establish these branches all over the country, all over the world, depending upon your capability and their requirement. So the world is one platform where you can sell your product, you can manufacture your product, you can establish your services, and only one concern, one deep concern that we need is, we need hard working, we need sincerity, we need honesty, we need to have the risk-taking capability on the basis of our own capacities, and that is the one criteria that we need for establishing the great entrepreneurship in the world, in India and in Karnataka state today. Good luck to all of you. Happy Corona holidays.